Hello my enchanted unicorns and welcome on Ask the Runes channel. I am Andrea and in today's reading we are gonna look at April's energies monthly reading. So here are the 4 pile options for you. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, pile number 3 and pile number 4. And these are your crystals. Pile number 1 you have fluorite. Pile number 2 you have carnelian. Pile number 3 you have, I guess, green moss agate. It's green moss something, I don't know for sure. Pile number 4 you have this really jelly-like green calcite. I'm obsessed with calcite recently. Now let's take a deep breath. I'll adjust a bit the camera too so you can see them closer. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Meditate on the crystals, on the 4 rune options right here, and I'll see you on your pile. Hello pile number 1 and welcome to your reading on April's energies. So let's begin. You have 2 runes and they fell, I guess, like this. This one fell face up, this one face down, but it doesn't really matter. What I'm seeing, let me think about your energies. What I'm seeing here about your month is that it's a very dynamic month, one in which you will have to do a lot of speaking with people and connection, maybe via internet, because I read this ancient rune that connects the living world with the world beyond the veil, the world of the past ones, and this was viewed like the bridge between worlds. Nowadays I view it as the rune of the internet, where you connect with a lot of people with the help of the internet. So the main theme of the month, I'd say it's focused around communication between you and the people around you. Okay, let's see what other themes we can find in your month. I'll pick a few runes from the pouch for your love life and career and see what comes next. Okay, so you have like this. For your love life you have these 2 runes. For career you have 3 runes, and I've also picked for you the obstacles for this month, the major obstacles that may interfere with your life this month. So for the love life, interesting. Wait, I want to pick one more rune for your love life so I can make sure it's what I think it is. Yes, it's actually exactly what I thought it is in the best way possible. So for your love life, I see like this. The first rune, these are the clarification for the first rune. The first rune says that you are not, you don't have the drive, the energy to put into your love life. You're not interested in finding someone, you're not looking necessarily for someone in an active way. You're really passive. You don't have the energy to go and also deal with your love life and find somebody and stay into all that drama and maybe put up with some drama that comes with finding the one and passing through all the wrong people until you get to the right one. So that's your energy. Yet the runes are saying that something like a force of nature will interfere in your life and will shift your love life completely, like a tower moment in tarot, upside down, completely will be completely different from now on, your love life. Maybe that means that you will find super unexpectedly exactly what you are looking for without even looking for it anymore, and this will be let me rephrase it. You will go through a hailstorm, hailstorm being the forces of nature in motion. Something completely unexpected, like the tower moment, and it will be something that takes your life upside down, but in a victorious way. This is one of the most auspicious and fortunate runes in all the between all the runes. So I'd say that this hailstorm right here brings you right at the door of what you were always looking for, and you will be really fortunate. And this hailstorm basically will make your love life dreams come true, even if you don't have the drive for it. It's like it's bringing it into your lap. It makes it come true for you, even if you don't put a lot of effort into it. And I'd say these are really great news. Now let's see your career. We'll brush through all of these one last time at the end with some oracle cards, but for right now I want to see all the runes and maybe make some connections between them. In your career, yeah, and that's why I want to see all the runes and then see and then make connections between them, because each area of our life, it's not separate. The R's. Each area of our lives, it's not separate from the other areas. They are all together in our lives, forming the life itself. So I'd say that the fact that someone comes unexpectedly in your life in the love department affects your career, because here, this is the Manaz rune, the rune of man, and I also see it as you. And if we speak about career, Manaz refers to the masculine force and energy in you. So I'd say that you have less masculine, the force, the energy of action. It's not so present the next month in you, because maybe you are really excited and shaken to the core by this thing happening in your life in the love department. And maybe you're not so focused on your career either. Maybe the things shift during this month, which means that you weren't very interested in love, but then love comes, and whereas at the beginning of the month you are very focused on career, towards the end of the month now you're focused on this person right here and less focused on your career. Yet I don't see bad things happening in your career. I see a new dawn, a new day, a new life starting for you in your career in some way or another, and it's something meant to be. Maybe you have a lot of new ideas, or you start new things, new projects, and you go with the flow. You don't put pressure on yourself. You take things as they come. I see that's an active month still for you, even if both these runes referring to you are upside down, and first you don't have any drive in love, and then you don't have any drive necessary in your career sector of life. I don't see it as a stale month for you where you just dream and you don't do anything. No, I see it as a dynamic month with lots of new beginnings and things that you don't see, you don't expect, yet they're meant to be in your life. It's just that you will be a little bit absent, I'd say, because your head is geared towards this new person, new surprise person that comes into your life. Next, let's see the obstacles, even though they kind of showed themselves throughout this reading until this point. The obstacles being Jara and Ing. By the way, I've seen that the runes gained a little bit of popularity throughout the readings on the internet, on YouTube, and a lot of people use other names that they have. And I just want to specify that they have many names and many pronunciations, because there are multiple food arcs. I guess that's how it's pronounced, because I never get right the name of the original alphabet. Like, we now name it alphabet, but the ancient Norse people named it Futhark with a TH in the middle, and I don't know how they pronounced it, and so that's how I pronounce it. Yet, about the name of the runes in general, I'm using the names from the old Germanic Futhark, and they are these that I use. So if you hear them differently in other places, know that it's a very good chance that both versions are right. So, back to your reading. The obstacles. The obstacles. It's like the obstacle, it's the blessing, and the blessing comes in disguise as an obstacle, because again, see, they're even one under the other, these two runes, and this rune right here kind of looks like this rune, but it's broke at the middle, you know? It's like if it was a full piece, it would look like this, maybe in the mirror, I don't know exactly, but it's like this one right here looks exactly like this, but broke in the middle, and this, it's the rune of communication, as I've said. So I think that the obstacle is that this motion, that it's the main energy of the month. Like I've already said in the beginning, this is a very dynamic month for you, but because of a connection with a certain person that makes you really happy, and because of the communication with this certain person, you may at times feel like this and this. Maybe not this, because this talks about your initial state before you meet this person and you are uninterested, but this, I think, it's correlated with this one right here. You will feel a bit upside down and feel like you don't have, you don't want to hear about anything that it's not this connection with this person. I didn't expect a love reading for you, but that's what it's coming up, so I'm not lying. I say what I see, and that only. So, the major obstacle is that you may feel a little bit out of touch with the things that you may have to do. And also, this can talk about emotions. You feel like in a whirlpool of emotions, like you feel swept up. You feel like you've lost touch with the ground, with your stability, with everything. Exactly like Manaz here. This is the upright position and it's with its feet down, but now it's with its feet up in the sky. You feel like you have your feet up in the sky. And you feel glorious about it and really happy about it at the same time. But yeah, that's what I see for you. It's love coming in and it's changing your whole world upside down. And the major obstacle, it's your focus, because you're trying to gain it back and you really struggle hard in doing so. Okay, so now I guess it's the part when we brush all over your reading again with some oracle cards. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've came back. Let me adjust also the camera a bit so everything fits in the view. I've came back with the oracle cards. 3 came out, and I'll start with the first of them. They're actually in this order right here. The first one of them, it's Oceana. And it says, act. You are in contact with the truth in this situation, and you have to trust. You have trust in what you feel and affirm it with love. Again, I feel like you will feel that you have met a very special someone, even maybe the one. And if that is what you feel, you have to speak. If this person wants to speak with you and it's open and you feel the connection and you feel that it's right, you are advised to speak, not contain yourself, not have fears around it, not restrict yourself unnecessary. You just have to act. If this person asks you out, don't hesitate. Just act according to your feelings. Again, if somebody enters your life and it's not what you are looking for, it's not the one, you don't feel it, you don't perceive it as being the one for you, speak up. Everything in this month, it's about speaking up. Also, this is an action card, saying that you have to act because you're in the contact with the divine truth and your truth, and you have to affirm it with love. We saw from the beginning here that in this month you will have to speak a lot with a lot of people. So, after all, it is a month about action, and you are advised to stay in this action mode, even if you don't feel like it's necessary. Or maybe said, a part of you will be lethargic, but it's not the true part of you. You will know deep down that you have to act, and then you have to act, not to listen to your fears or to the setbacks that the inner villain that we all have puts in front of you. So that's one thing. Next card advises you to spend more time alone in the nature, meditating upon your wishes and intentions, and to pray to angels, because this is an angel oracle deck, to pray to angels to help you gain a more positive perspective. And I think that this refers to this part right here, to this rune that says exactly, that talks exactly about this turmoil that you will be in a bit because of this connection. And maybe you will have dark thoughts and fears that are occurring up from your subconscious mind to be healed, and also tied to maybe some old situations and relationships that didn't end well, or that had certain problems, and now you are concerned that the same problems may occur. And maybe you will wish you spent all of your time with this person, bonding and strengthening the connection and making it go even further, yet you are advised to don't forget about yourself, and to don't put all your energy into that person, into that connection, into those fears, to don't give in to those negative thoughts, to step up, to take one step backward a bit and see things clearly, to clear your mind, to gain objectivity over the situation, to don't let yourself go with the flow to the point where the flow takes you down to the depths of the river and you're drowning in your own fears and emotions. To still spend time with yourself and with that inner villain, to take your shadow to the T, as Osho said, and to pray for the objective perspective, which is always bright. It's always coming from source. Our challenges are never here to harm us. They are here so we can learn from them, even the toughest challenges. And I'm saying this from also my experience. So even if a situation may appear bad, it's never really bad. You have something to learn from it. And this card, I think, refers to that inner villain that says you can do this, or it will go bad, or things are bad, or they're not what they seem. Be careful. This card right here advises you to take a step back and really look upon the situation with a clear mind. And maybe not listen to all the outer voices, outer opinions about what is and what is not happening in your life, maybe with this person or career or something like that. To really listen to what you feel and examine if the way you perceive things, it's the truest way that you can perceive things, if it's objective. Well, as much as it can be. We are never 100% objective. But if the facts of reality and how you perceive the facts match up and are not two separate things. So this would be with this card related to what we saw. And the last one, it's Archangel Michael, and he says that he is alongside you, giving you courage to do those changes that will help you fulfill your divine mission in this lifetime. So again, we saw here divine mission that sprouts in your life, and I think that he helps you in your career to do some major shifts, even though you are a bit distracted and maybe you don't feel as rooted in reality, or you don't feel the drive necessary towards your career when something so beautiful happens in your life on this other side of things. So I think that he is alongside you, helping you with all the necessary steps that you still have to take in your career in order to go where you want to go, even if you don't feel as present as usually. Also referring to this situation right here, maybe you will need the courage to open up again. Maybe you've got some troubles in the past. I know I did, and if I were you in this situation, I for sure would need some courage to open myself up again. So if that's the case, then it refers also to this section of your reading, and it says that he will be alongside you, giving you courage to open up again and form a beautiful connection that you really desire. And maybe you will feel a bit pushed backwards by your fears, and maybe that's also the setback. Maybe the setback, it's all in your head, in the way that you perceive things, and rooted in your deepest fears about relationships and about this person. And maybe also this card right here advises you exactly in the same direction, to spend some time alone and see things and see this person for who they really are, and to not compare it with a certain person from the past or a certain experience that you had in the past, so that you can be you can have a fresh new start, a fresh new beginning with someone that it's not like anyone you had in the past. Also, the presence of this card right here says that you are protected. If you are afraid of a certain situation repeating in your life, just know that you are protected completely from that thing. with Archangel Michael being here. With his sword, even if it's not depicted here, it's always presented with a sword and a shield because he's the warrior archangel. With his sword, he cuts old ties towards situation or people that you had, and he protects you with his sword and shield from those type of things repeating themselves, especially if you learned your lesson. So, let's see any last message that you may receive from the angels. Please, a message about April for pile number 1. Any last message for pile number 1? No, that's it. One last shuffle. Okay. That's it. 2 cards fell for your last message. To take a decision, ask yourself, what path brings me closer to fulfilling my divine mission, and what path brings me further away from it. And this message, I think it ties with this part and the fact that you lack a bit of drive and some things in your career are meant to happen for you. So be careful to not sabotage yourself just for the sake of this connection. And also, applying to this connection, be sure you don't self-sabotage yourself with it too, with fears that you may have. The second card, well, it was the first to fall, but we read it in this order, says that fortunate relocation into a new home or to a new workplace, it's about to happen, and this change of place will bring a new positive energy into your life. So maybe this month you will finally have the home that you always wanted. You will find it and you will be able to move in that home. Or maybe things will develop so fast with this new person coming in that you will already move with him. I know persons that were in a critical situation with somebody and they met somebody new, and because they felt they needed protection or something like that, moved in with this somebody new that really sparked that feeling of safety in them, and then they got together after a while. I mean, that's something that I've witnessed with my own eyes, so you never know. Maybe, I'm just saying, that can be also your situation, you never know. Or maybe you will meet this someone that presents an awesome work opportunity for you, and you just go along with it, and you shift your workplace because of this person that brings something really wow into your life. You never know. But even if it's not about a workplace or a home, I really feel like it's a really big shift happening in your life this month. Something that will affect your home life and your work life, even if it's not a radical change of physical place. It's a very big shift. You are moving into new territories, even if it's not physically. So yeah, this was your April's reading. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a really big thumbs up, and I hope to see you in one of my other readings from the past or the future. Until next time, lots of hugs and kisses. Bye bye. Hello there, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. So let's see what's the main energy in this month for you. You have Eoch. I think that's the pronunciation. By the way, just a quick mention right here. I've seen that runes gained some sort of popularity over YouTube in the last period of time. So if you hear their names in other readings from other channels, know that there is a very good possibility that all the names that you hear for them are valid. Because there's not only one runic alphabet. Here I'm using the Germanic one, but there are also other types of Hutharks, I think they're called, not very sure either. And I'm using the Germanic one, and I use the names presented on the book by Horik Svensson right here. And they are a bit different from what you may hear on other channels. But that doesn't mean that those or these are not valid. So, getting into your reading, Eoch right here says that it's a rune of that you have a month fully protected from all evil. A month where you will be very joyful, because with this rune I kind of get the vibe of a little human throwing his hands up in the sky. You know, a little human with the hands up in the sky, even though this rune is meant to symbolize antlers or a lightning rod. I also see it as a little human, a victorious little human. Also, you may have brilliant ideas in this month, downloaded like the lightning rod. The lightning comes to you and it's grounded through you. The ideas come to you from the ether, from the higher realms, and they're grounding in this world. And that brings you a lot of success. Now, let's see 1 or 2 runes for your main energy. Yeah. I swear I'm not making this up. I don't choose the runes. I let them fall out the pouch, so my energy is not involved at all, or as least as possible, into this reading. Yet the most suspicious runes of all runes, or top 2, top 3, because this is one also of the most suspicious runes in the whole alphabet. But these 2 together, wow, you will have the most blessed month of all months, like happiness, fulfillment, joy, exactly what I've seen here with these really small hands up in the sky. You'll be so much happy this month. Like, I don't have the words to express it. That's the main energy of the month. Now, I want to see your love life, career, and obstacles for this month. Let's start with your love life. Love life for pile number 3 in April. Okay. Career. Obstacles. Well, you have a really interesting reading right here, because I said you will be really happy. Yet these things that appeared may seem as you would have reason not to be this happy, yet you are so very much happy. Maybe you reached a state of enlightenment and you don't feel affected by what's happening around you, and you chose to be happy no matter what happens on the outside world. Because what I see here on the love life department... Okay, I took a little break to meditate upon your runes. So, in the love department, if you're single, I feel like this is not talking about a romantic partner. I think that it may talk about a friend or a family member. Only if you are into a relationship, I see this applying to you in a romantic life. Because I see here that it talks about someone that you already are involved with. It can talk about someone that you meet and you find these things about them, but I see this thing right here talking especially about someone that you already know, and you find some things about them that are not too pleasant, like as if they're talking behind your back, or they say one thing and they actually think about another thing about you, or the things you say to them or you share with them. It's someone that it's not what they seem. It's someone that hides things from you in the love, in your inner circle, the people that are the most close to you. Maybe it's a family member even, but if we are talking about love, maybe you will find, if you're not in a relationship, I mean, maybe you will find someone and they will try to appear a thing, but they are another thing, and you will find out, and you will just won't have the energy and the strength to deal with it, and you will be like, bye, I'm out of here, I don't want to see you again, I don't want to talk to you again, I don't ever want to have anything to do with you ever again, I am so happy on my own, you don't deserve the energy to get me out of my happy state, you know? I mean, I see you so high vibe in this month that if you find out about this person, no matter who they are, if they're a friend or your lover or someone that you had interest in, and they're not who they seemed to be, or a family member, no matter who they are or how close they are to you, you're like, okay, bye, I'm out of here. I don't care what you have to say, the bullshit that you're saying, it's too much, I don't want to have anything to do with it. And you are protected, and protected in motion. You're not staying to put up with this. You don't have the energy for that anyway. So you're just bye. You know, you burn the bridge and you never cross it ever again. Now, in your workplace, I don't see that you have a lot of energy, and I feel like the things happen in an avalanche, one after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, and you feel like you don't have the energy to stress over them either. You feel a little alone in all of this, like there is no one there to help you to carry some of your burdens. But again, you keep a happy state. It's like, okay, these things happen in an avalanche, but I don't have the strength to deal with them right now, so why bother? Why get out of my happy state to stress over these things? You may feel a little overwhelmed, but this rune also shows me that you have the strength to deal with these things on your own anyway, even if they concern you a bit or if they stress you a bit. It's like a hailstorm. It's short, intense, one after another, after another, after another. Yet you are so happy you don't want to get out of your happy state for anything or anyone. Anyone, anything, doesn't matter. You just want to keep your happy state. Now, the obstacles of the month. Again, you have a really detached attitude to the point where it's not necessarily benefic to you. You really want to keep your happy state at all costs. At all costs. And that can be a problem at some point, especially in your career. Yet what I see here is that, or maybe this was the past energy of the past month or past some time, I don't know. But with this rune right here, I see that maybe there would be a repercussion of your detached energy to the point where it's a bit toxic for you and the things that you have to do, and maybe you are detaching yourself from them. Maybe there will be a repercussion or 2 or 3, but it's not something to worry about, because the thing that you took a break, this is the blank rune, right? And also the rune of fate. So there may be some repercussion that are fated. Yet also this pause, this emotional distance that you put between you and the rest of the world in order to protect yourself and your happy state, it's really benefic to you on the bigger level, in the bigger picture, on the long run. So even if there are some repercussions, they are much smaller in comparison with the benefit of you keeping this distanced attitude, this detached attitude. So all in all, this is a very good month for you. This may talk about a friend, especially right here, a phony friend, someone that pretends that is your friend and you really love, and you thought that they are close to you, but they're not. Anyway, you won't take it to heart. You will just be like, okay, bye. So it's not something really... Or maybe this is the... Wait, let me read you from the book so you understand what I want to say, because I'm not in a very talkative mood today and my words just mumble jumble in my mouth. So, the book says right here about the reversed rune. In many sets of rune, it is impossible to tell whether need is reversed or not. So in order to make the distinction, you might be forced either to make... alright, so this is not relevant for us. If you perceive this rune as being reversed, it denotes that the querent, which is you, may have recently taken a rather flippant and thoughtless attitude and must now pay the dues. If the querent fails to change his or her approach forthwith, the consequences could be dire indeed, as the full force of the establishment comes down on them. In the book it says that this rune talks about the querent, but here we ask about the obstacles that you may face. So, this rather flippant attitude, quote unquote, may be yours indeed, and the detachedness that we spoke about. But it can also be this person's attitude, which is rather flippant, you know, it says one thing but thinks another, says it's your friend but it's not. And now they have to pay the bills as the full force of establishment comes down on them. Bam! And they are exposed. Bam! Because this is the sun rune, but also it looks like a lightning bolt, and here we have the lightning rod. So it's like truth comes to you about this situation, and this is the obstacle that you overcome. Because these runes in this order also give me the hint that you overcome whatever obstacle you have in this rune, in this month, excuse me. And you are very happy because you feel loved, you feel protected, you feel like nothing can touch you, not this person, not any situation, everything is just all right. And that is perfect. It's a very great month for you. Even if it can sound like something nasty is about to happen, it's also really benefic to you because you find out the real nature of things, the real nature of this person, before any harm can happen to you, because you trusted them and they betrayed you when the world was most dear to you, and you feel and you were the least prepared for it. But now you're in a very good position, and maybe that's the point. Exactly, this is what brings the truth to you, because your energies are not compatible anymore. They are incompatible. They are phony. You are really authentic. You are so happy, and maybe they are not, and maybe they just showcase their true face. They spill it out to you, or maybe you overhear something, or you put two and two together. Anyhow, exactly like this beam of light right here, you will be enlightened, and maybe this establishment, full force of establishment, will be exactly you giving them the boot, you know, like bye. Now let's brush over all your reading again with some oracle cards that I've already pulled out for you when I was meditating on your runes. So let's see, the first card right here, it's Rochelle. Allowing yourself to be guided by the whisper of your heart, prosperity will come to you. Again, maybe you had a feeling about this person, or maybe you don't feel attracted by the things you have to do at work, and you maybe want, in an irresponsible way, to work on something that really speaks to your heart. And maybe that will have some consequences upon the things that you already have going in your life at the workplace. But following your heart will lead you to both the truth about this person and maybe to a more fitted to you thing at your workplace. Maybe you will find your path, your true calling in terms of work. So in any case, this advises you to follow your heart, and that will lead you to money, especially because this card talks about money, and prosperity can talk also about people in your life. You know, you're prosperous when you prosper in all areas of your life, and with people especially. So maybe a phony friend will leave and an authentic friend will be now discovered. So that's with this. Spend some more time alone in nature, meditating upon your wishes and dreams. Pray to angels to help you get a more positive perspective. I already feel like you have a positive perspective, but maybe in some moments, because no month is linear, like you're jolly moly from one end to the other. I mean, from the beginning to the end. Maybe you have some moments when you feel a bit let down and down in the lumps because you find out about this person. But again, if this advises you to pray to get a more positive perspective, it's because there exists a positive perspective to tune yourself to. And there exists a version of reality when you are at all times happy and you have the perfect work life and you have the perfect relationships and friends. And so spending more time alone can only be to your benefit as you really discover that side of reality, that possibility of reality. So this is with this card. And the last card says that, Aurora says that, these are in Romanian. That's why you may not understand a single word on these cards. They're in my native language. And they say that you fly pretty high up now, which can threaten some people, but don't come down because those people will be soon inspired by your example. So I think you may rub the wrong way this friend or close person that you think that it's your friend, but it's not. Maybe they are envious of you, maybe they are jealous, maybe they think that you have some things that they desire and you don't deserve them as much as they would deserve them. I don't know, something between these lines. In any case, you have no reason to come down of your beautiful high tower just to salute the peasants, so to say, which mean envious people like this. Or maybe it can talk about your attitude toward your work life, where you feel really happy and happy-go-lucky, and you ignore the possible consequences of you implying yourself in things that your heart desires versus things that you should do and that come running at you like in an avalanche, and you kind of ignore them because you want to dedicate your attention towards things that you feel called towards. Something between these lines. In any case, I see a really good month for you here. Let's see if there come any last messages for you from the Oracle deck for pile 2. Ooh, okay. 2 cards. So Fiona came first. Now, because you called angels in your help, open your soul to receive guidance and divine help, divine support. You deserve help from heavens. This makes me think that you wanted to hear about a certain person that you already have in mind, or that you already suspect of some BS, and this is actually your answer that yes, they're not to be trusted. Okay, also this card right here, Caressa, says that you are at the end of a life cycle. Call upon the angels to caress you and guide you through to the next step. Your happiness awaits now. It's like, yeah, happiness is at your door, but a certain someone tries to mess up with it. And you are advised to just give them the boot, you know, like, if they're not authentic, if they're not supporting, if they are envious of you, just let them go, release them. Put an end to their suffering and pain of seeing your glory in such might every day, and just let them live in their shadow where they belong. Don't torture them like that. I mean, please, you know. Psst. Let them be happy and enjoy their suffering and pain in misery. I'm sarcastic, I hope you got that. So, yeah, give them the boot. And live your happily ever after on your own terms with people that really deserve you. So, I mean, yeah. This is the message for the month April for you. You should expect a beautiful month, because you really feel it in your chest that it will be a beautiful month, so it will be a beautiful month. So yeah, I'm so proud of you that you managed to be this happy no matter what. You are unshakable, you are unbothered, and that's beautiful. I congratulate you for that, and I wish you a beautiful April to really enjoy it. And yeah, lots of hugs and kisses. See you on a reading of mine from the past of the future. If you liked it, don't forget to give this reading, if it resonated, a really big thumbs up. And yeah, bye bye, lots of hugs and kisses. Hello there, pal number 3, and welcome to your reading about April's energies. So let's see what awaits you in April. First rune, it's Lagu reverse, followed by Hail and Fehu. Another quick disclaimer or mention or whatever is that actually my camera battery died, and I had to wait for it to recharge, so it's already almost night now that I've got to your reading. I filmed a bit before the camera problem happened, but now I'll repeat myself so everything is a bit more coherent, since I don't remember where I've left your reading. So first things first, I want to mention that since the runes gained a little bit of popularity online, now you may hear another names of them that I use here on the channel, and each rune has multiple names depending on the alphabet and where the alphabet is from. I use the Germanic alphabet, and the names used by Horik Svensson here in his book. So if you hear the rune's name slightly different from a channel to another, it doesn't mean that they are pronounced wrong or that they are not right. So, getting back to your reading, here you have Lagu reversed, Hail or Hagal or Hagalaz anyway, and Fehu or Feo. I'll say Fehu. Now, Lagu right here, it's in reversed position. Lagu, it's the rune of intuition, it's the rune of emotions, it's like cups in tarot. So when it's upright, means all the happy cups. It means that your energy and emotions are flowing really nice and smooth, and that you have lots of inspiration and you are really in touch with your intuition. When it's reversed, as it is right now, right here, it means that something, Hagalas here, it's messing up with your emotions and makes you feel really down in the lumps. And that, since this is the main energy of your reading, you will feel, emotionally speaking, really upside down in April, due to a thing that it's like a hailstorm, you know, turns your life upside down for a very short but intense period of time, yet you will come out on the other side winning. So some events may happen in April that really test you, yet they are just that, they're a test. They're not meant to harm you. They will mess up a bit with your emotions, and most of the month maybe you will feel like things are going in the wrong direction, yet they are going in the perfect direction for you, and you will come out on the other side winning. Since I had a long time at my disposal to just wait and stare at the blank walls until my camera was fully charged, I also pull out the runes for you for your romantic life, your career, and the challenge of the month. So let me adjust the setting a bit. Now let's see what awaits you in the romance department. Really interesting. In the romance department, I feel like you will meet someone that's like exactly what you always wanted, yet you will feel a bit insecure and you will have a shield up, and it's something about a home. Let me check this out a bit in the book and see what vibes I get from the book. When in reverse as in here, it says like this: when Othel appears reversed in a rune cast, it implies that the querent will have to face alone whatever trouble lies ahead. There is no course to outside help. It indicates a certain finality, that the querent has no option but to square up to the situation and deal honorably with whatever life decides to throw at them. This may well mean failure or simply delay, but there is no way of fighting the inevitability of events. The querents would be advised to take a very realistic approach and understand there is no avoiding karma. So to you, maybe that's the thing that really shakes your world. To you, I feel like maybe there's a comeback of an ex, or with a new situation, the energy that you had with an ex, and you are feeling like on one side that person is or was everything that you hoped for in a relationship, yet the home is upside down, like it's a karmic partner. You feel, or that person may have this aura of a certain karmic cycle that you want to avoid, and you have your shield up and you are very upset that the karma is repeating itself. But that doesn't mean you need to involve yourself with this person, and in any case you will come out on the other side victorious. Maybe it's just a bit disappointing that this thing still happens, but you are very, very well guarded, that's for sure. I want to know actually, and pull out a rune for you, if this person is the real deal and everything it's just in your mind, or that if this person right here that shows itself in your reading, it's actually in fact toxic and you should really avoid it. I mean, if this situation, it's just a fear of yours or it's objective. Let me check out and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so the runes that came out were these three, because first came Rad, and Rad, it's the rune of journey, and that wasn't enough for me. But the message actually is that you will find out and the things will clear up for you, not from the very beginning, but it's a journey and you will not necessarily find the answer in April. It's a prolonged situation. So you have to make a plan and stay more detached. That's the term. And trust the journey, trust the process, because everything that you will need, that you need to know, will show itself to you. There is no question in that, but just not right away. And you have to keep your emotions at bay for a while and not get too overwhelmed with this situation or person in your personal life, in your romantic life or love life. If it's not a romantic person, it's not a romantic situation, and it's a friend that maybe you thought it was in a way, but it's in another way, the advice is to keep your shield up. That's an idea that's still useful to keep your shield up and protect yourself from their energy, and just detach yourself from them and keep going, keep walking your own path, knowing that the truth will reveal itself to you. Also, another thing that I'm seeing is that maybe this is a past energy here that you already overcame, and that, like, for example, something happened last year, in this period of time span, I mean, and that was then, this is now. And if a new person shows up, do not bring your past into your present, and give them a fair shot. Yes, keep a little bit of a shield up, so that you don't just throw yourself all in from the very beginning, risking it all, wearing your heart on the on your sleeve, and keep a little bit of guard, but not too much, so much so that you are I don't know that you have a heart of stone or of ice. I don't know, you know what I mean. So take it one step at a time with anybody that shows up in your life in this period of time. Don't stress yourself too much, which, I mean, I see that you are inclined to do, but again, your life is not set in stone as the runes are. If runes say one thing and you hear it, you have the power to change it. You have the power to change anything that you hear in any of these readings. They just predict or showcase one possibility of the future. It's just one or a few of the many possibilities that are available to you if you are aware of a certain energy and you work with it, especially gearing yourself up towards the things that you want, not to avoid something that you hear and it's not convenient. In these readings, now you have to really focus hardcore on what you want and what you want only. And if you hear that in this reading something that you don't like, you don't have to take action in order to avoid that, but you have to say to yourself, like, okay, maybe I have this thing active in my vibration, and what I actually want is that other thing. So how can I get myself close to that other thing without thinking about this thing that I already have active in my vibration? Don't feed it more energy, and in no case feed it fear. Don't hear something that you don't like and fear that it will happen. Just focus yourself even harder and lean into what you want even more. It's all about what you want. Now, let's get into your career. Yeah, if you are a woman, I really see that you are a bit out of your feminine energy. You feel pulled out of your feminine energy, meaning intuition and femininity and the charm of speech. You don't feel as talkative as usual. If you have more of a feminine job as your main work, or if you are especially, for example, into arts, where more of a woman of a feminine energy is required in order to create and have ideas and anything of that sort, I see here that you will not feel very much as yourself. You will not have the energy, the feminine energy, at the usual level that you are at in a normal state. You will not feel as talkative as usual, and you will just take things one step at a time, more out of a routine. Routines are what saves you. This is the rune of the horse, it's like the horse that you prepare for a long trip. You take the horse, you clean up its hooves, you put a saddle, you pack your things, you attach them on the back of the horse, and you just get on the horse and make it do one step in front of another and just walk. It's all routine for you. If you cannot count on your intuition and your juices because they're a bit stuck with all that's happening around you, you play it hard on the routines, and that's what will save you. Now, the obstacle of the month. Let's see what's the obstacle of the month. One more thing. It's really something with the voice here, because in my break waiting for the camera to recharge, for the battery to recharge, I ate. And usually after I eat something, my voice recovers and I can speak more easily and more fluently, and just does me really well to eat before I record something. Yet now I ate and still I feel like I lost my voice. So that's another thing. Maybe you really will have some issues with your voice, and I don't know, a cold. That's another thing maybe. that throws your plans a bit over the board. I don't know, gets them upright, turns them around. But that's just a little bit of a warning. That doesn't mean it's absolutely a must to happen. So again, if you hear something that you don't like, just take the minimum precautions and focus on your perfect health, perfect love, perfect life, and cultivate those energies. Because here in the obstacle, I feel like any obstacle you encounter, you actually have the drive to tackle it. You have a lot of drive and you feel really fortunate. And even with these emotions, if I see these 3 runes, under these 3 runes, I see that these runes are correlated, and this is actually the turmoil that you may encounter. And I see that if this is the rune of your emotions, this is the rune of your drive to set your emotions in a better place and to anchor your emotions into good things and not let them overpower you. So overall, I think that whatever issue you may encounter in this month of April, you will have the energy, the stamina, the drive to tackle it with wisdom, because here it's also a very wise god, and the rune has the actual name of an actual god. So yes, that's another thing. And actually, if you meditate, if you pray, if you raise your hands towards the sky and ask for guidance, that's the key that will actually help you win and set your emotions in a better place. That's what will anchor you, because you know this is the symbol of antlers, also a lightning rod, and I also see it as a little human with its hands up in the sky. Any way you look at it, it's still the same idea of downloading things from up, from the ether, down into the earth, and grounding energy from up, from the higher realms in the telluric realm. So that's another idea. That's how you will be super successful, and how you will put things in order for yourself and get over any situation. Just raise your hands up to the sky and ask for help from divinity, from your higher spirit, from your spirit guides, from the good present in this universe, and our guiding light, or whatever guiding light you believe in and fits you. I'll say God because generically speaking, that's my case, so I'll refer to it as that. Now I'll brush all over your reading with some oracle deck cards that I've pulled for you. First one, it's Serena, the angel of abundance, and she says that you will receive the money that you need, because God will find a way to recompensate your work, and you have to be to have faith. So if you are a bit, by what you hear right now, or what you will encounter the next month, if you worry a bit about finances with this energy, like, oh no, if I'm so down in the lumps, or my work depends so much of my feminine creative energy and I don't have that, and I'll just root myself in a routine, you know, routine, they kind of rhyme. So if I just play it so hard on the routine and I don't have the energy, the juices that I'm used to and help me achieve money at work, then how I'll be able to make money this month, or something like that. If you have any sort of thoughts like that, again, you are protected, and you don't have to know, it says also in the book that you don't have to know how the money will come to you, you just need to know that they will come to you, and if you pray for them, you will achieve them. I really have a feeling about these 2 runes in correlation with this card right here. If you ask for it, it is given. So you don't have to know any more details about it. Also, it can also apply to this situation about a person. You don't have to know how the perfect relationship is coming to you. You just need to know that it is coming. And if it's with this person that you have now in front of you, or with another person, you don't have to worry. You just need to go with the flow and trust the process. Okay. Next card, you have Archangel Michael, which from the beginning tells me that you are protected. And it says that he's alongside you, giving you courage to do those changes that will help you fulfill your divine mission in this lifetime. So if you need to cut a person off, for example, you will be supported. If you feel like you need protection, you have it. If you feel like you need to pray to someone, like to call upon a higher force to support you, you can call upon Archangel Michael, and he will help you nonetheless. With no hesitation, he will be there for you to support you. And this little storm right here will pass in no time. You will almost don't feel it at all. Next card, it's Athena. It's good to be powerful. You know how to be powerful and loving, and so bringing benefits to others and also to yourself, to both others and yourself. And I read it as the card of bosses. And maybe that's another thing right here. Maybe you will feel yourself at home if you have any powerful position at your job, that you are less understanding and less empathetic with people because you don't feel very much like yourself, and maybe you have a more masculine drive to you, not a more feminine and understanding and empathetic one, and maybe you will be a bit harsh at work. And then this reminds you again to ground yourself, to take it one step after another. Don't rush yourself, but still remind yourself to have more patience with the people around you that are under your, they're beneath you in rank, I mean. So that's another thing. And then we have Mystic, which says, be prepared at all times for action and don't get no as an answer. Expect miraculous solution to appear. And in the book it says that as it is coming from darkness to light, you are doing like so too. Even with this person, if the situation is not quite right, or you have some troubles with any person in your life that you love, don't get no as an answer. Don't jump to the conclusion that the perfect relationship or the perfect relationships with people around you are not possible. Because if it's just one bad month, let's say, and it's dark for, let's say, 1 month, it won't be dark forever. You will eventually get to the light. You will eventually find what you're looking for. You will find that perfect relationship that's stable and grounding. You don't have to jump to extreme conclusions. Also, I lit another light behind me because it's a bit dark here. So, back to the cards. I feel this energy of if you pray, if you ask a higher power to intervene for you and do things for you and solve problems for you, any problem that you have in this month will solve almost itself. And at the end, you will come out of this month extremely fulfilled and successful, even if throughout it or at the beginning of it, you will feel down in the lumps a bit. You will have the drive to tackle any problem and to solve any problem, and if you call upon divine intervention, it will be given and it will solve anything that you will test it with, to put it like that. So yeah, this is your reading for April. I really hope that it resonated and it will help you throughout this month. If you like it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel for more readings like such. And yeah, I will see you in one of my other readings from the past or the future. Until next time, bye bye. Lots of hugs and kisses. Hello there, pile number 4, and welcome to your April energy reading. So let's get right into it and see what energies you have for April. Yep, you are one of those piles. Really, really good energy. You will be so inspired and happy and flamboyant. You will have energy and drive, and ideas will flow to you like this, one after another. You will be protected from all harm. You will have, generally speaking, a really great, not good, great month. It is amazing. Also, green calcite in general, it's associated with cleansing energy. It's a cleansing stone, no matter the color, but green calcite, it's also associated with cleansing your heart chakra. So I feel like whatever happens in this month, it will be really cleansing for your heart chakra, especially. Okay, it's a really, really nice month as far as I'm seeing. Now, one small note that I want to make, it's not related to what I'm seeing here, but it's something that I want to bring up. Since runes have gained a little bit of popularity here on the platform on YouTube, and more readers start using them, you will encounter different pronunciation of them, different names of them, and that doesn't mean that they are wrong. There are multiple alphabets of the runes, and so they have multiple names. If I use some names and other readers use another name, it's absolutely okay, and they may be both valid. So I use the Germanic Futhark alphabet names, used also by Horix Svensson in this book. So I just wanted to point out that, just in case. Back to your reading and to the love sector of your reading, you have here, the sun, it's shining again on your street in the love department. I really see something starting this month for you. The sun, it's rising and it's back on the sky, which means your hope is also rising, and rightfully so, because the sun, it's not just like a flower, it wants to bloom, and then somebody comes with a hammer and bangs it in the head, and no more flower, no more sun, no more anything, it drowns or it's smashed. No, it continues to raise up on your sky, so to say, in your life. So it's something that really, really starts this month for you in the love department. And if it's not with a partner, it may be with a friend, for example. You may make a very good new friend. But if you're looking for love, this month may be especially auspicious for you, and you may find exactly what you are looking for. Now, let's see career. So far, so good with love. I'm pretty sure this rune came reversed, but now I just unreversed it, so maybe that's a thing in itself. Well, in the career department of your life, I see that there is a bit of a bumpy ride this month. I feel like there will be ups and downs, yet you are protected. You are heavily protected. And if some things, maybe some risks, in the beginning were meant to fail, to flop, until the end of the month, the rune, it's reversed to the upright position, like back. And so what maybe you thought it will fail, it's actually not failing, because you are protected. Because you are heavily protected here. What else I'm seeing here? So it's journey. Also, you may have a strike of luck. I guess it's the correct way to say it, because also this is associated with Thor's hammer and with luck. Interesting. So whatever creative endeavors and risky ventures you have this month in your career, they will prove themselves fortunate, even though in the beginning they seem unfortunate, or like they have a very good chance at failing. They won't. Now let's see any obstacles that you may encounter this month. The obstacle, it's your own emotions. I see that especially around this situation you may have some fears. I mean the situation with the love interest and the love story. You may have some fears. Maybe you will think that what ifs? What if it's not what I'm looking for? What if it fails? What if it's not going in the right direction? But no, I see that no matter what fears you have, they are not really motivated. And especially this union, because it's again brought up in this section of your reading, things will move fast forward. Again, it's no hammer coming to bring your son down from the sky. There is no hammer. The only hammer I see here, it's Thor's hammer, and it's only bringing you luck, so to say. And the fact that I've in the first place used this analogy here, and then I came again with it here, even though for a moment I completely forgot I did it previously. It's a sign in itself for me that whatever fears you have, they're only in your head. Things will sprout and evolve beautiful with this connection that's appearing in your life. And maybe this, I mean, that's the case in previous piles. This journey, it's a bit bumpy for you this month because you are so focused on this new thing appearing in your love life. And that may complicate things a bit at your work because you're not so focused. But again, you are protected, and things that, because maybe you are distracted, almost fail, in the end are not failing because you are protected. So really great energy for you this month with so much love. Now I want to pull a few oracle cards for you and see what's the energy for this month. One already came out, two came out. Pile number 4, April. Interesting cards you've got here. So first came out this. Merlina, you are disoriented and undecisive because you lack enough information. You don't have enough information. I mean, research or ask the advice of an expert before you take a decision. So there might be something that you are undecisive, especially maybe around your career, as I put 2 and 2 together here because these are the shaky runes, let's say. If you have a situation at work and you don't really know what to do with it, or you have some, I don't know, thoughts that it might not work, research a bit before you make a step, I'd say. Okay, now the next rune is Astara. You deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your wishes and dreams and don't make compromises. Did that rune just move? Well, I think that then also refers to the career sector of your reading. Maybe you have someone that wishes you or has a wish from you that you do a certain thing or you do a thing in a certain way that they want or that they would like or that they would have any pretension from you to do it. Like, for example, I'm at a master's degree in arts here in my country, and before the pandemic we had a teacher, and now because of the pandemic and the you-know-what thing, our teacher passed away and another teacher had to take us in his class. But they are completely opposed as a matter of thinking. They think in completely different ways, and whereas the previous teacher was really happy with what I did and with my project, with my master project, this teacher, it's not agreeing with it at all. It's like, in his eyes, I can't do a single good thing. And I kind of see, to give you an example, for the energy that I'm seeing, maybe you have this type of thing where you have like someone like this teacher of mine that wants you to do things in a certain way, but you already have planned to do them in another way. And then you risk by doing things as you want, and you are unhappy because you wished you had approval, but because you do things the way you want to do them and you take that risk, things actually turn out great. Because you deserve the best, you have to reach for the stars with your goals and dreams and don't make compromises. So if someone advises you to take some route, but you feel inside of you to take another route and your intuition guides you in a different direction, the advice here would be to listen to your intuition, and it will lead you the right way, even though you may not have the approval of somebody that you view as important to you, and that may make you in some way insecure about your intuition, but the advice is that you should not be. Great Guard prevents the bad danger. Look more profoundly inside the situation before you go further. This card is never a good omen. So, let me check what's talking about. What area of your life it's talking about. From what area of your life, pile 4, this danger it's coming. From where is this danger coming? What should pile 4 be more aware of? Okay, so you have 3 cards. First card that came out was Serafina, and she is the Angel of Families. In your family, it says here that in your family will have place a great change, or the family will grow. But here it says to look deeper into a matter before you proceed to go further with it. And in the book it says that this matter, it's not for you and it's not a good one, and if you would look further into it, you would find things that are nasty for you. Family can talk about also something that you conceive, as in a project that you are conceiving. And so maybe again it's talking about that risk that you are taking here. Maybe it's really a really risky risk that you are taking, and you have to really balance to not make a compromise, but also to not go to an extreme with that risk, so much so that this person would really want to harm you or to punish you, I mean. Maybe you will have to take a great balance between not compromising and not putting yourself in a situation that may actually be in fact dangerous. A happy change, or the family will get bigger. Maybe also this can be your fear. This can also be your fear regarding this person that comes into your life, and then the message is that this person, it's really trustworthy and it's meant to be part of your family. Maybe you are even meant to have a kid with this person. Another message is that if some person that you meet this month or that in this month maybe wants to take the relationship a step further with you and maybe have a family with you, starts imposing you having kids, but you feel like you don't want to have kids right now or ever at all, and this person that you are meeting or that you are with and let's say proposed to you really wants to have kids ASAP, maybe they're not the right person, and that's the warning here. If that's not the issue, maybe all these fears and your guard being up, it's not necessary if it's toward a person. If it's toward a situation at work, yes, maybe then I'd say to consider approaching things with more care at work, but with a person, as long as it's not imposing kids, it's not shoving having kids on your throat, like now we have to do this, or I'll get old, or you'll get old, or I don't know what else. If that's the case with a person, then I'd say it's not the right person. But if that's not the case, all these are unnecessary fears you have around a person that it's actually alright and that you are meant to have a family with, if not kids because you don't want them, or maybe you are meant to have kids with this person if you want them, and then the person it's right. Also you have here Gabriel, you have a mission, an important mission in life, which implies arts and communication. Please don't allow dangers to set you back from your path. I will help you. Again, I feel like some of you may be artists, and just like me, maybe you have someone that opposes your plans. You feel to go in one direction and they want you to go in another direction. And then again, it says that you are protected, so don't allow dangers to throw you off your path. Go after what you want and make sure to take into account what somebody else wants, just so much so that you don't get head in head with them like straight away. But you can say as they would like to hear and do your thing, and then present it to them as, oh, I thought this was what you were referring to, or, you know, like presenting things as they would like them to be, but then proceed following your own intuition the way you would like them to be, so you don't get straight head in head with them full force. You know, it's like eventually it will still be head in head, but not like in a confrontational direct way, as if you were intentionally searching for it and really try to confront them like so in the face that's a threat to them, and they escalate things and they get out of control. Yeah. Last card, it's Caressa. You are at the end of a life cycle. Call angels to guide you to the next step. Your happiness awaits now. Again, this reminds me of my own situation a bit, because this is my last year at my master's degree, and in summer I graduate. This was another reason why I wasn't here on the channel for a very long time, as a side note. but maybe you are also graduating something, or you are about to leave your workplace. You leave by your own will your workplace because that's how you feel, and maybe that's your last project that you got involved into and you want to finish it, but your boss is not very happy and you still want to finish it because you invested maybe a lot of emotions into it, or time or energy or something of that sort, and you don't just want to abandon it because you have one annoying person around you. But the point is, even if it's a slight chance that things veer off a bit and they don't end up exactly the way you wanted them, that's still divine protection in action. And no matter how bad the situation is, you have to keep in mind that it could be a lot worse, because with whoever you are involved with at your work, if it's someone that doesn't have your best interest at heart, or that simply doesn't like you, the situation could have been much worse, but you were protected, and that's the least harm it could possibly be done. I mean, the situation could have been a lot more worse, but you were protected from it. And I especially feel like this is talking about your work, not your love life, except for the particular case that I've already mentioned you, with the shoving babies on your throat. Let me check in the book one small thing. Yeah, I knew it's something here. So I can't remember well, but I think that's one of the first cards that you received. And then this card right here came after. And in the book says that you deserve situations full of love and you don't have to accept anything less. Again, you deserve the best and you don't have to accept compromises or anything less. So it's the same idea. And I feel like because it's the same idea, and I associated in the first place this card with your work situation, this card is also talking about work. I really wanted to make sure it's not talking about love, but if it's somehow talking about love, but no, it's not. Because also this is the rune of hidden information that has been hidden from you. And now I read here some vital informations have been hidden. And so you will need to dig deeper and ask more questions to those implied, and trust the felt sensations because I communicate through them with you. And again, the card with not enough information was here, and then this card, and then that card. So they kind of all point towards your situation at work with something that maybe someone is hiding from you. And my lights just clicked. They do that because of a sudden shift in temperature, or because of it overheated, but I take it as a sign. Maybe you have a little snake at your workplace, and you really have to pay attention to that little snake that may try to veer the course of an important project that you have. Maybe that snake that is hiding things from you, it's even someone important or a colleague. But in either case, you are protected, but you still have to keep your eyes wide open and see what type of people you have surrounding you. And know that no matter the case, it's almost done with them, because you will either change your workplace or maybe change your project at work and get to another one with, and that will imply working with different people, or simply you will graduate like I did. In a proper sense, or metaphorically speaking, you will graduate from the situation altogether, or properly speaking. So yeah, that's the April month for you. I hope it resonated and that it helped you and clarified some things for you. If it did, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more readings just like this one, and for more guidance from the runes. And until next time, lots of kisses. See you in one of my readings from the past or the future. Bye bye!